think we are officially live. Alright, everyone, what's going on? How are y'all doing? It is, of course, your boy, Michael Ruiz, and this is the pilot episode of Freedom and Hustle. This is a brand new podcast that I've really been fawning about doing for like a really long time, but I've never really taken the action of actually doing so. I mean, of course, until now. And now this is gonna be a pretty short first episode, so of course, like any pilot episode, I kind of like want to introduce the basically what to expect from the podcast. What kind of content can you expect moving forward, and and other information such as like how many episodes can you like expect a week. Is there going to be like a lot of community interaction within these podcasts, or this podcast I should say, if I have to be very grammatically accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that. So, this is not really going to be much of a juicy episode, so I apologize if anybody's looking for that. But I will make sure to do that in the coming episode. So if this is going to be content that you think you're going to be really interested in, stay tuned. All right. So like I said, as a pilot episode would entail, I'm just going to go ahead and just discuss, like the content of Freedom and Hustle. So if I had to basically summarize, like, what can you expect from this podcast moving forward? So this is mostly going to be sort of a I don't want to say news necessarily because I don't consider myself to be like news. This is like more in information type podcast. So this is going to be basically a podcast where I basically I give you guys like information that can hopefully help you out in your personal lives, your business lives, even like your relationship lives, and even give you guys like a little bit of my personal perspective, like how I view things like from my own eyes. So I'm gonna give you guys like information, like this could be this could range from like the top business news to hey, like what are some good business opportunities that that people might be interested in, like maybe you're looking for like a new side hustle, and but you don't know where to look for it, I should say. This that will be information that I will be definitely looking into providing within this podcast, and just honestly just providing you guys just as much like value as possible. So that's gonna be like most of the gist of what can you like expect from here. So and then also like as well, I do want to have like as much community interaction as possible. So like maybe like down the line, I can do like stuff like Q&As, like maybe like doing podcast calls and stuff like that. I have no idea how I'm gonna do any of that. This is just like ideas I'm just like just inking right out of my head. But hey, that's what brainstorming is. And when you get ideas like this, when you keep coming up with ideas, it helps keep you creative, and it makes you like more unique. And if you're gonna be doing like content, like whether it doesn't matter if you're doing like a podcast like this, or if you are let's say like you're doing YouTube videos, or even if you're just like managing like a like an IG page or anything like that. Uniqueness is like key. Like everyone appreciates you bringing something new to the table. So that's why I'm still coming up with like a lot of ideas that I got for like this podcast. And also, like as I mentioned earlier, I'm really open to community interactions. If you guys like have any feedback, any like ideas or anything like that, you go ahead and let me know, and then I'll go ahead and consider them as much as possible. Like I don't want this to just basically just be me, just like shouting and just acting a fool, in front of a camera and microphone. For those of you who don't know that are just listening to the audio, I'm also doing a video of this like as well. So and that's gonna be like on the Freedom and Hustle YouTube page. So I'll make sure to go ahead and link all that. Hopefully like within the show notes. So if anybody's gonna be interested in seeing the video for like whatever reason, like maybe you find me very amusing or whatever. Whatever reason, the video will be there. It's not necessary. You don't have to, but hey, that's an optional route to consume this, like content. You always want to have as much options as possible. You don't want to like limit yourself to, to like one platform or whatever. You always want to be as diverse as possible. I mean, of course, like you can have like a main platform where you post most of your content in, but you always want to expand like as much as possible, and especially if you're like a content creator. Like you don't want to just like benefit or not benefit, but just like put all your eggs in one basket. So let's say you're making like videos or whatever. You only upload to YouTube. You don't consider like any other platforms, which that's fine until YouTube decides your videos are too spicy, and then they pull the plug. So just in case of that possibility, you always want to make sure that you spread out your platforms as much as possible. I don't know how I got sidetracked and ended up talking about talking about diversifying your platform and all that. But hey, that's another aspect of like this podcast. Like hey, because maybe you are you want to create some content. So just tips like this that I'm giving you guys. This is if you execute some of this stuff, you'd be surprised at just how many results that you'd be getting. And like I said, like this, you could say that in a way like this podcast is also like self-help in a way, because I'm giving you guys like as much value and information that you can consider to be like self-help. Just working, improving yourself, making yourself the best person that you can be, in order to make yourself like more successful, more appealing, and all that stuff. What else do I want to go ahead and discuss? So I have like a little notebook here that I decided to that I had, where I've written down like some notes and stuff like that, just in case if my brain decides to stop working on me. But I think I already discussed the content you can like go ahead and expect. I'll also, I don't know if I mentioned, I'll also be discussing a bit about like health and stuff like that. Not just like news and stuff like that, like that's going on like in the health world. But maybe also like some information for like hey, of how you can improve yourself, like health wise. Give you guys like strategies for improving your workouts, or giving you guys like ideas about meditation and stuff like that. Just general stuff like that. That not only that honestly that I find interesting, but I think that can help all of you out as well. I'll also probably be talking a little bit about the herbs, if you know what I mean. The green stuff, which just give you guys a little bit of backtrack. I also did a bit of content that focused a lot on CBD. Some of you guys might be familiar with it if you've been catching up with me. But I used to have like a brand that was mostly based on like CBD, and I used to upload videos that are mostly CBD related. It's on It's called Best NC CBD. For anybody that wants to check out some of my old videos, I might even go ahead and try to link it like on the YouTube version of like this podcast. Just for anyone that might be interested in it. But I discussed a lot of like CBD, not just CBD, but of course like marijuana in general, and stuff like related to that. At least from like a health perspective. So I would also probably be talking a bit about that as well, at least from like the health aspect of it, because hey, especially CBD. Like CBD is crazy trending right now, like, and for good reasons. And one of the reasons is for it's various amounts of health benefits. So those health benefits I will be discussing on here as well. Of course, not every episode. Maybe like every every couple episodes, but who knows? Of course. I'll probably just so what I'll probably do moving forward, I'll go ahead and write down like what are some kind of topics that would be interesting for the next couple of episodes. So I'm gonna go ahead and plan out what the next episodes are probably going to entail. What are going to be the subjects that I'm gonna want to be covering moving forward. You know what I mean? So, but I think I will also try to ask some of you all as well. If you guys like have any ideas, like if you have like any topics that you would want me to cover, like maybe like maybe for example, I'm just getting this out of my head. Maybe you want me to discuss like what are some online business opportunities that exist. Just like stuff like that. Like you guys just like let me know, and then I'll go ahead and give you all the rundown, let you all in on what I think. What are the best approaches that you can take when it comes to online business opportunities and stuff like that. Because opportunities exist, everywhere, and that is something that I want you guys to focus on as much as possible, especially as we're going into 2020. New year, new decade. All right, that should also mean that you should be working hard to make you a new you. Okay, make yourself better, improve yourself. Make yourself the person that you wish and inspire to be. All right, so that's gonna be my plans for this podcast. And this is gonna be something that you think is interesting. Make sure to follow. Okay, and so that way you can always catch up with every single episode that comes out. You get notified and all that. And then not only that, but also follow the IG page, and then also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you think you're gonna want to watch the video versions of this. I think what I might also do when it comes to like the with the YouTube channel, I think I'm gonna go ahead and clip out like specific sections of like the podcast. So it's like maybe like for whatever reason you don't want to listen to my voice for 30-40 minutes or whatever, however long I end up doing these for, and you're just like, all right, well, I just want to watch like or I want to listen to like a specific section of like this topic that Michael covered. I'm gonna go ahead and probably like clip out specific sections of every podcast, so that way like hey, like you just want to watch the section where I just talk about business or whatever, or health, anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So, but yeah. I think that's gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I don't want to keep rambling on. I intended this to be a pretty short pilot episode. Just explaining to everyone like what to expect from here. All right, moving forward. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I'm gonna go ahead and close this, and I hope all of you have a good rest of the day. And remember, okay, if there is anything that I want you guys to take out from this, is always work to improve yourself. All right, every single day. All right, like I said, we only got a couple more days, and of this year. We're going to 2020. Okay, that's pretty crazy. All right, if you think about it. All right, so what are you doing right now to improving yourself? All right, or like do you have any goals or anything like that? And if you do, you make sure that you strive and you make sure that you achieve them. Okay, so just take that for for today's lesson. I want to thank all of you for listening, and stay tuned for the next one. Adios, everyone. Peace.